In almost all people, children cause affection. Their carefree clumsy fussing makes even gloomy faces, puzzled by their problems, blur into smiles. Baby animals are no less touching. Even formidable predators look cute and harmless at the initial stage of life. Today we will just look at the funniest kids in the animal world. Fennec is the smallest member of the canine family. It is smaller in size than a domestic cat. The unusual ears of the African fennec fox are not designed primarily to hear better. They play the role of temperature regulators. Fennec ears are the largest among predators in relation to the size of the head. They reach 15 centimeters in length. Fennec inhabits sandy deserts, where he prefers to stay near thickets of grass and sparse bushes, which provide him with shelter and food. He lives in holes with many secret passages. At the end of March, at the beginning of April, the female gives birth to 2 to 5 cubs. Puppies weigh only 50 g at birth. The mother stays with them in the den until 2 weeks of age, when their eyes open. Fennec males are good fathers and will help the mother protect their young, but the female does not allow the father to contact the puppies until they start playing at the entrance to the den at about 5 to 6 weeks of age. Therefore, the male only brings food to the burrow, but does not enter the den, because the female is aggressive and protects the puppies from him. At the age of 5 weeks, the cubs leave the den for the first time to get to know their father and the world. They are very playful and funny thanks to their large and beautiful ears. Small red panda. These animals, even in adulthood, are a cute creature that looks like either a teddy bear or a fluffy fox. This is a medium-sized animal. Its body length is about 60 centimeters, weight is no more than 6 kilograms. Little pandas are active mainly in the dark. During the day they often sleep in trees, curled up and covering their heads with their tail, like a blanket. On the ground, these animals move slowly and awkwardly, but they climb trees perfectly. Surprising fact: the red panda is a representative of the order of carnivores, but 95% of its diet consists of young leaves and bamboo shoots. Little pandas live alone. In a nest of branches and leaves, the female usually gives birth to 2 to 3 blind and deaf cubs weighing about 100 g. The cubs grow very slowly, their eyes open only on the 18th day, and at the age of 3 months their gray fur acquires a reddish color characteristic of adults. They begin to leave the nest and eat solid food. Raccoons. These cute thieves are very funny in adulthood. What can we say about their playful, curious kids? By their nature, raccoons are extremely peaceful and friendly, active, inquisitive, resourceful, and have a fairly high level of intelligence. They are quite capable of learning and remembering the solution of a particular problem for several years. Raccoons are excellent opportunists, and therefore they often settle near people, realizing that you can always beg for food from them, and if you cannot beg, you can always steal food. The female brings into the world from 2 to 5 babies. The children of these animals are born blind and deaf, and their weight does not exceed 75 g. On the 10th day of life, black and white marks on their muzzles become quite clearly visible. The fur of babies immediately after birth begins to grow vigorously, and when the cubs are 2 months old, it is in no way inferior to the fur coat of the parents. Children begin to try their first solid food not earlier than the 9th week. When milk teeth grow up, They begin to grow when they are 1 month old, but they begin to leave the hole a little earlier under careful maternal supervision. They have a lot to learn before they can get their own food. Platypus, this animal, discovered during the colonization of Australia, has confused European scientists. At first, they mistook the platypus for a fake created by the Aborigines to intimidate them, or just for fun. The platypus is an animal of small size, in length that reaches 30 to 40 centimeters. His tail is flat, similar to the tail of a beaver, only covered with wool, 10 to 15 centimeters long. Before the beginning of the mating season, all platypuses go into hibernation, but since he lives in Australia, this hibernation lasts only 5 to 10 days. Before laying eggs, the female stands a secure shelter in the ground in the nesting chamber, collects various leaves and stems. At the end of construction work, the female closes the corridors to the nesting chamber with corks from the ground. Thus, the female protects the shelter from floods or attacks by predators. The female lays only 1-2 eggs, very rarely 3, and until the babies appear, she is constantly on the clutch, feeding them. Platypus cubs appear on the 10th day after laying. Babies are born blind and absolutely hairless, up to 2.5 centimeters long. To be born, babies pierce the shell with a special egg tooth that falls out immediately after birth. The mother moves only the hatched cubs onto her stomach and feeds them with milk protruding from the pores on the stomach. The new mother does not leave her babies for a long time, but only for a few hours to hunt and dry the fur. At the 11th week of life, babies are completely covered with hair and begin to see. Cubs hunt on their own as early as 4 months. Young platypuses lead a full independent life without a mother after 1 year of life. Fat loris, just look at this cute creature. This animal looks like the hero of a Disney cartoon. It has huge round eyes, a pretty muzzle, and the adults resemble harmless cubs. The species is on the verge of extinction and is included in the International Red Book. In their homeland, in India, lorises have become victims of human superstition. Their extraordinary eyes are considered remedies for eye diseases. They are also credited with the ability to love spells, and animals are hunted for the sake of the eyes. In some places they are used for food. A large number of lorises are caught by poachers for sale to lovers of exotic animals, since they are in great demand in many countries. Most of the captured animals die in the first weeks due to improper care. Still, one of the main reasons for the decline in the number of lorises in nature is the destruction of tropical forests, which are their home. These animals reproduce slowly. Pregnancy lasts about 190 days, and 1-2 cubs are born, which the female carries on herself from the moment of their birth. The newborn cub immediately grasps the mother's fur and does not leave her for up to 14 days. After that, the female hides the cub in the branches of the trees. While the mother walks, finding food, the cub sits very quietly and imperceptibly. When a baby turns 1 to 1.5 years old, he becomes old enough to lead an independent life, leaves the territory of his parents, and occupies his own plot. The lifespan of these animals is about 25 years. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. If it was interesting, support the video with likes. Thank you for subscribing, and take a look at what else we have prepared for you.